Welcome to episode 1 of the Your Money, Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Aimee Cerka. I'm super excited to be here and to really kick things off with you. So, first, let's talk about what the Your Money, Your Life podcast is about. This podcast is about money, surprisingly, right? But it's to help motivated women truly become the CEO of their life. I'm going to help you eliminate stress, guilt, frustration, so you can create the happiness, financial security, family life, and long term wealth that you deserve. A little bit about what to expect. There will be new episodes dropping each and every week for you. Some will be solos, just myself talking. We will bring in some guest experts as well, because I know that there are so many different people out there that can help you truly up-level your finances. And I want to bring in some of those experts as well to help you really move your finances and your life to the next level, because I know that that's possible and I want that for you too. And then last thing that I wanted to share for today's inaugural episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast is I want to talk a little bit about like who I am, why I'm passionate about this, and like just who I am. So let's talk about a little bit about where I'm at now. So I'm a money confidence coach. I'm helping women create the happiness, family life, financial security, and long-term wealth that they deserve. I'm married to my best friend. I'm a mama to 3. At the time of this recording, they are 9, 5, and 3, 2 boys and a girl. We homeschool as well. So, kind of juggling all the things. But the important thing is all these systems that we've created over time, and we're going to talk more about that, like how that became to be. And that's kind of like how I got here. It's an important part of the story. So let's talk about how I got here, right? So growing up, it always felt like life was a struggle. Like I had to work harder than everyone else. And I really didn't feel worthy of success. There's one specific instance that stands out that I remember. And like everybody involved remembers too, but like math was a struggle. So math was really easy for my brother. Was great. Now I had good grades, but I had to work my butt off to get them. There was a struggle there, right? And it was just so frustrating because it came easy to him, but it was a struggle for myself. And then along the way, what happened is my husband and I faced 3 major financial roadblocks, the first of which was a business deal going bad at 3 months pregnant with my second. We made the decision that I could leave my job with State Farm on a Friday. The following Monday, business deal went bad, 0 income overnight at 3 months pregnant. So there was a little bit of hustling there. We took a 50% income cut. We figured something out that week with that 50% income cut, which then fast forward a little bit, 6 months later when my son was born, when he was born, everything went great for birth, delivery, all of that. But a couple hours after he was born, he turned purple on the table when the pediatrician came in to do their check on him. I remember that I was sitting there. I had been holding him. They came in, so they took him to do their check on him, and I turned to face like the other way so that I could eat because they had brought my food. And of course, it was already getting cold because mom life, right? But he turned purple on the table, and they took him back to the NICU. They discovered that he had something that's called esophageal atresia with the TEF fistula. So for those of us that are not medical experts, what that means is his esophagus was not connected to his stomach. So he was transferred to the local children's hospital, had his first surgery at less than 48 hours old, had several procedures and surgeries after that for a total of 7.5 weeks for our NICU stay. Now, that first procedure went well. Everything was healed. They were able to attach everything like it needed to be, but there were some complications with the healing, which extended the stay. There was also complications there. Well, while that was healing, I was not able to hold him, or we were not able to hold him. So it was about 30 days there that we weren't able to do that. But during that time, because we had begun to work on the financial literacy part, which that was really the first part there. We should have started with that, but let's just keep going with this, okay? So because we had done the work, that we had made enough progress that I was able to be there with my son throughout the whole process. I left to spend time with my oldest and to take care of myself, but I was able to be there for my son when it really mattered. And that was really like the first aha moment, like how important the finances are. And it's not just about the income that we make. It's not just about the money in the bank that we have either, because that's not always secure either. And we'll get to that on another episode. But truly creating that financial security and those options to be there to be able to be with my family when I needed to was so important. We left the hospital when he was discharged. He had something that was called the G button. So that was a port in his stomach that he got all of his nutrition through. And we had weekly appointments for years. Now, fast forward now, he's the 5-year-old. He's doing great. He has been G button free. He's been a graduate for a little over a year now. We hadn't used it in over 2 years. And when my husband and I went away for our wedding anniversary, his sister decided that he was going to take care of, or she was going to take care of it for us and rip it out. But he was fine. Everything was great. It was time for it to come out. So it came out. But like that was just like one of the things. And then a couple years after Wyatt was born, my middle son, I ended up having to call 911 for my husband. We knew he was sick, but if you're married, you know, like guys and colds, they're kind of over dramatic sometimes, right? So I really thought it was just kind of over exaggerated, but it was not. He was pretty sick. When I got there to pick him up from work, I knew he was dehydrated, but he was basically unconscious. They call it semi-conscious. So basically he would grunt at me like if I tried to shake him. So I had to call 911. He was taken to the ER. Apparently he is a diabetic. We had no clue, which because of where things had gotten, there was a variety of issues that kind of all interlocked. So when you tried to fix one, it was making another one worse. So that was a 20-day hospital stay. He was out of work for 3 months. 15 of those hospital days were in the ICU, and he did not have insurance because he had just started with a new company. We had been there for a month, so we were still in the waiting period for the new insurance. The prior company we were with did not have insurance. So that was a lot of medical expenses. And, you know, they say like to go to the county hospital so they're able to work with you on the cash plan, all of those things. Like, yeah, we did that. But the problem is he worked in a different county that we lived. So simply because we were 2 miles east, 2 miles east of the county line, we had no help with any of the medical bills from the hospital, from the physicians, from the ambulance, none of it. So I tell you all that to tell you that I get it. And we ain't even like, okay, we'll back up here. Starting off, my oldest son was born a couple days before my 19th birthday. I was a very young single mom, but I knew that I wanted to be able to be there for my family. You saw how that kind of fit in there. So we just talked about what happened with my son Wyatt and then with my husband as well, because I was able to be there for him then as well. But I had worked my way up in fast food management, but that wasn't going to work anymore because I needed to be able to work while my son was in daycare, at least until I could figure something else out. That was like kind of the long-term game. But I ended up working at State Farm in insurance, and my boss was great, absolutely loved them. It was a great place to work, and they were very family oriented. So it was no problem to get off for like holidays and events for my kid or for my son at the time. But I really wanted to be there for the everyday moments, like we talked about, those little things that are so important and they add up. So that was what sparked me to start the financial literacy and the personal development journey, that if I hadn't done that work, then honestly, I don't know if I would have met my husband, because I was already diving into the personal development. So I wasn't the same person that I was whenever Rusty and I met. And then if we hadn't done that work then and hadn't put that effort in, then we wouldn't have been in the same place that we needed to be able to take care of our family with Wyatt. And then later on, when Rusty was hospitalized, my husband, if we hadn't done the work then, we wouldn't have been able to see, like we wouldn't have had that progress to actually be able to get there. But the only thing is I can tell you all about that now and like see that progress and see those successes through all those experiences. But it wasn't until a coach helped me see those successes in our experiences, because I felt like they were failures. I felt like when Wyatt was born, because I wasn't contributing to the household financially at the moment, that all the other stuff that I had done, it didn't matter because it was only about the money there at the point. And I created this story in my head that was a failure, but it wasn't true. And it was only after a coach helped me see those successes that I was able to really move forward, to stop letting the past hold me back, to create the finances, the happiness, the family life, the relationships, that financial security, even like we've talked about, that I'm here to help you create as well. So buckle up. I'm really excited for this Your Money, Your Life podcast. I know that this is going to be so helpful and inspirational to you as you dive in. So I think that's it for this episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.